The video for February the 28th is entitled New Asset-Backed Monetary System. I have friends who keep me posted on the latest news in the world's monetary system. For a long time now, I have heard how the world is being forced onto an asset-backed system rather than the fiat system that became the world standard after World War II. The latest report indicates, quote, "This created unprecedented timing expectations for currency holders, which created intense deal fatigue realities, which created heightened sensations of anxiety, animosity, even anger, which led to hyper-desperation and ultimately caused most to emotionally drop out of believing in the RV or a better future for humanity. Some even burned their currency or just stopped being alive," end quote. I think the latter phrase means they died or committed suicide. In any case, keeping the money in the hands of some so-called elite will not allow a significant change that will uplift humanity. It's certainly an emotionally charged roller coaster ride that seems to go nowhere. Indeed, the meeting lasted quite a bit longer last night than I anticipated. It's supposed to end around 8:30 and it went past 9 o'clock. And by the time I got to bed, it was past 10 o'clock, and yet I wake up at 2 o'clock and I can't get back to sleep. So here I am, it's now 10 minutes to 3, and I'm recording a video for the last day of February. And yes, I'm tired, but my mind doesn't shut up and allow me to peacefully get at least a couple more hours of sleep. I normally wake up between 4 and 5 a.m. every day, regardless of what time I go to bed. So this is, I guess, a little bit shorter period of time for me for sleeping. But in any case, as I came to the computer, I didn't know what I was going to talk about, but I thought, well, I may as well go to the computer. And this was the only new message that I had on my emails. I had checked my emails before I went to bed, and there weren't any new ones that I hadn't checked prior to going to the meeting. Anyway, as I said, I have friends that keep me posted on what's going on this thing, and it's aggravating, to say the least, to keep hearing promises. I mean, we've been hearing promises literally, we've been hearing promises of positive change for the world this entire decade at least, and it really goes back even further than that. This entire century was supposed to mark a new beginning for humanity, and a time when the wrongs were righted and we would have a so-called golden age that would be based on truth and would be based on love and would be based on spiritual principles that allow humanity and humans that would wake up and become the best we could be. And that has been my vision for a long time. It's interesting, somebody sent me a video which I had actually seen before. It was, I think it was published in October last year, where they put pictures of me up as some beast with my head on the body of a beast, and somebody saying that I was suicidal, and I don't know. I listened to a lot more of it the first time I saw it. This time I just watched a little bit and then shut the thing off. I mean, it's some guy yelling, and if you want to get me to turn something off, talk like Alex Jones talks. Always be yelling and screaming at people. That doesn't do anything for me. That turns me off, not on. I've listened to Alex Jones and others that yell for a bit, but it's very, very difficult because to me it's not a voice of sanity, it's a voice of insanity and somebody that's out of control. And even though I have felt throughout the past year plus, when they stole my home, I have felt very despondent, and there's been times that I've literally prayed to die. I have not been suicidal, and even though I've been angry, I try to be able to speak into the modulated voice. I've lost a lot of my friends because I won't buy into the don't talk about the negative BS, which that's what it is to me. You know, if you talk about negative things, that's what you're going to get. And so you never make any corrections to anything. It's just continually taking in the hopium, which to me is not a drug in the sense of a physical drug, but it's a spiritual drug that people take to keep them from focusing on making any positive changes. Now, perhaps some of these people do make some positive changes in their life, but it doesn't help the overall situation that enslaves humanity in a fake monetary system. Now, some people say we're going to be going to a no monetary system. And I do believe that ultimately, when enough of humanity wakes up, that will become the reality. We won't need money. We will simply not just simply serve one another, but we will be able to create a reality for ourselves. And if we need something, we might be able to just simply create it out of thin air. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what some people report. And it's a big leap from here to there, which is why I have come on board, so to speak, for this asset-backed monetary system to replace the fiat system. Yet, in many respects, Abraham Lincoln created a fiat system to get us out of the control of international bankers, which he recognized was controlled by Europe, by the Dutch East India Company, and of course the City of London, and European ideologues who wanted to control the world, the same Illuminati insiders that have run roughshod over human rights for a very long time. But it has accelerated since World War II, where the United States, by the time Nixon became president, the United States totally went off even a silver-backed currency and became a total fiat currency. And that became the world's currency. And it didn't matter that they kept increasing the debt and increasing the debt and increasing the debt, because anytime they would simply print more money to bail out the banks and bail out the insiders at the expense of the people, and our cost was hyperinflation, which was not nearly so bad even in the United States that was in certain so-called third world countries like Argentina and other Latin American countries, where it went exponentially through the roof. And probably a lot of people did commit suicide, and a lot of people just couldn't handle the stress of the political game, which is to me a demonic game of control and controlling people through a monetary system that was never going to improve the lot of the normal average human being, whom the elite consider useless eaters for the most part. So this is something that has been going on and on and on, and I and others could talk about this for a long time, but it's, again, like a merry-go-round, going around and around and around, getting nowhere, or a roller coaster or whatever. And there's the emotional highs, always followed by the depressive lows because of disappointment in failed promises. And when is it going to end, folks? I don't really know. I have people that are believers, and how they hang on to and can remain believers is a mystery to me. It's very, very difficult, to say the least. Anyway, I appreciate your listening, and thank you very much, and may God bless all of us in whatever way it comes. Namaste.